Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of The Man Shreks. I'm JJ.
And I'm Sarah.
And that's us. I don't have anything. This is a couple weeks in a row where it's just sort of been like, we're here. We're doing the thing. Welcome back to the place where we go to get away from all the things that have a point. If you're looking for a podcast that will grow you intellectually or spiritually or physically, you're in the wrong place. We're here just to have some fun and tell goofy stories and laugh, and that's what we do. And we think it's super fun, and we know that those tuning in have a good time. Oh, I did want to mention, so our podcast is teeny tiny. We don't have that many listeners, which is fine. We make this mostly for us. We love making it, and people who tune in, they really seem to enjoy it. But because our podcast is tiny, we only get like, so many listens or whatever. So when somebody tunes in, we get the metrics go weird, right? I get little reports from our podcast hosting site or whatever, and they tell me like how many episodes and what kind of devices and where they're coming from. And over the weekend, somebody last weekend, for this podcast episode, but somebody like discovered us and did like an overnight marathon. Like they did 3 or 4 episodes late in the evening and then like 4 or 5 episodes the next morning. So I don't know if somebody was on a road trip or whatever, but they listened to, I think it was like 7 episodes in a row, and they were old episodes, not the first couple, but like right in the middle. It was like episodes 10 through 17 or something like that. And I don't know who it was, of course, it doesn't tell us that, but I just thought it was so fun. I was like, oh, somebody's out there doing a little Man Shrek marathon.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry you listened to our podcast.
I haven't even done that.
No, yeah, but that would be weird, right? To listen to your own podcast, like
yes. So why do you do it all the time?
Because I have to check the audio quality because we've had bad audio in the past. I think we've hit a groove. I think the audio is leveling out. It's all right now. Obviously, if we had tons of money, we could put more into that. But for what it is, I like it.
Nice.
Anyways, you ready to approach the news desk?
I am.
All right, let's see what you got.
All right. So my first story, I actually found it like earlier in the week. And I couldn't stop laughing because it was an NBC article that I just was like, wait, what? So a woman gets stuck in a Michigan outhouse trying to get her Apple Watch. Police remind public not to climb into toilets.
Wait, what was that about an Apple Watch? She
trying to get an Apple Watch.
Like
it must have dropped into the toilet.
So what kind of toilet?
It says it was an outhouse bathroom at Dixon Lake.
It's like a porta potty.
The toilet was removed and a strap was used to hoist the woman out to safety.
That's disgusting. They removed the toilet. She fell inside. Okay, I'm seeing the visual now.
So
she fell.
A woman in Michigan was rescued on Tuesday after getting stuck in an outhouse while trying to retrieve her Apple Watch, forcing police to remind people not to climb inside of toilets. It happened at 11 a.m. inside an outhouse bathroom at Dixon Lake, Michigan State Police said. The woman was trapped in the toilet and was yelling for help. And she told first responders she dropped her Apple Watch in the toilet.
Okay.
She lowered herself into the toilet to retrieve it and could not get out.
Oh my gosh. First off, that's disgusting. Ugh, wow.
Never in my life have I thought something is worth it enough for me to climb into.
That's what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you because Apple Watches, I don't know how expensive those are.
They're expensive.
Like we have Fitbits and they're not that expensive.
Apple Watches are much more expensive.
Yeah. So like imagine it's your cell phone, right? Like cell phones are going for, we don't spend that much on ours, but a lot of people, you spend like $700 pretty easily on a cell phone. So
if I dropped myself in the toilet, nope.
It's done.
No.
It's dead to you. You wouldn't go get it. I would have a real problem, because it depends on because porta potties can be all kind, like there's all kinds of different ones, right? Like if it was dry.
This is an outhouse, like a pit toilet at oh my gosh,
permanent pit toilet.
Yeah.
This isn't like freshly
Oh yeah,
cleaned.
no, I know what those are like. We used to stop at them sometimes, but there's no way on God's green earth
You would never climb in.
Heck
no phone.
No. It does not matter that much to me. It is a phone. It is replaceable, and I honestly don't even care about it that much. Like, nope.
It's true. Just go get like a $50 burner.
No. I don't. I'm not going into a toilet to get. It's not worth it to me.
See, and I think if it was like, let's say it lands on the top and it's really visible and it's like I could almost reach it. I don't think I would climb in for a phone. Like I'd be like, nope, it's gone forever. I'm not getting in there. But if it was, if I could almost reach it, I might try. I might reach in. I don't know. Okay, what about regular toilet flushed, so fresh, just water? If you drop your phone in there, would you pull it out?
Oh, that's not that big of a deal if it's been flushed. But the whole point of like an outhouse toilet is like it's not. No. I'm not even gonna think about it. It's so gross.
Oh, wait, this is in Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Near Gaylord.
Wow.
The state police, Gaylord Police Post, responded to the incident, and the toilet was removed. The strap was used to hoist the woman out to safety. The agency also added that venturing inside of the outhouse toilet is not a good idea. If you lose an item in there, please do not attempt to venture inside the containment area.
That is so disgusting. Oh, man.
Can you imagine being the person that's like, oh, hold on, we got to respond to a call of a woman who fell in a toilet?
Oh, man. But that's not even like somebody falls in a toilet, like in a firehouse call, or firefighters getting called to a house. That means they got stuck in the bowl. This is an entire human being inside the poopy part of the toilet. Oh, my gosh. That's amazing and horrifying. I bet that woman is traumatized.
I can't.
I wouldn't do it for a watch. Maybe a phone, but no, nope. I just can't get myself in the mental place of I need. What happened? Apple Watch, like you drop a phone, that's one thing, but the watch is strapped on. Like how you dropping your watch? What are you doing?
It's not going to the bathroom. That's the hard part. It's putting my tie back on. Okay. I don't know. Some people remove odd objects when they're using the restroom. Maybe she was really worried. I always take
my watch off when I poop.
Removes her watch and sits on the toilet for 20 minutes and drops her watch in the toilet and climbs in after it. So
gross.
According
to NPR.org, monster hunters are conducting the largest search of Loch Ness in more than 50 years. So this actually, it was like a month old.
Yeah, I think I saw that
at the end of August, and I thought it was fascinating, but I didn't really click on it. I didn't follow it in. But I was curious this week, and I was like, all right, let's figure out what this is. So I clicked on it, and it is kind of fun. Researchers and monster hunters are gathering in the United Kingdom's Scottish Highlands this weekend to look for the eternally elusive Loch Ness Monster.
Of course.
The biggest search for the legendary beast in more than 50 years. The purpose is to observe, record, and study the natural behavior of the loch and phenomena that may be more challenging to explain.
Interesting.
They're breaking out all sorts of technology, including surveying equipment. The Loch Ness Center says it's never been used on the freshwater lake before. They've got drones with infrared cameras that are flying over the lake and a hydrophone that's using under the surface of the water to detect Nessie-like calls, quote unquote.
Huh. Cute.
Due to overwhelming demand from enthusiasts, the group had to close down the application process for those hoping to participate in person.
What?
They say if you're still eager, you can join us virtually on a live stream. Apparently, the lake is 22 square miles, so that's big.
Yeah.
And it has a maximum depth of 788 feet.
Okay.
So that's the largest lake by volume and second largest by surface area in Great Britain. So it's a big old lake.
Sizable.
Here it is. Okay, so the thing I was trying to find. There was an Irish monk, Saint Columba, had an encounter in 565 AD, and he wrote about it. He said, I saw something. Reports a creature in the lake, and then it's been depicted in ancient stone carvings that were also found in the area. So this goes back way. But the legend of a monster lurking in the loch didn't garner great attention until April of 1933, when a couple driving along the newly built road around the lake saw an animal they compared to a dragon or a prehistoric monster, according to a Scottish maritime museum. So that kind of got it started in the modern world. So there are ancient evidence of something.
Okay.
And then 1933, a couple drove past and they saw something.
Were they on their way home from the bar? Because
Probably.
That would explain a lot.
That always seems to be, right? More sightings soon followed, and then big game hunter Marmaduke Wetherell.
Oh, Marmaduke. Good old Marm.
Marmaduke Wetherell is the best name ever, was commissioned to track the monster down in December of 1933. Commissioned as in somebody said, with a straight face, they looked at this man and said, I want you to go shoot the monster that lives in that lake, and I will pay you to do it.
And so he looked at them and said, I have a very particular set of skills.
He said he found large tracks along the
Maybe it was Bigfoot.
You just quote Liam Neeson.
Maybe.
I love that.
Are you sure it wasn't Liam Neeson that they asked to conduct this?
He said he found large tracks along the shoreline, but zoologists at the Natural History Museum debunked his tracks.
Of course they did.
So
he was out there doing them.
Yep.
Putting big old things on the bottom of his shoes. There's a dinosaur out there. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
The following year was when English physician Robert Wilson took a photo now known as the surgeon's photograph, which appeared to show Nessie's head atop a long, slender neck poking out of the water. That's the really famous kind of black and white grainy picture. The picture was printed in the Daily Mail, and the Loch Ness Monster was thrust into international stardom. But one of the participants in that search confessed on his deathbed that the picture was staged.
Of course it was.
Oh, of course it was. This guy, the Loch Ness Center, there's some guy named Nixon, Paul Nixon. He's the general manager of the center. He is excited to see what turns up after the waters are searched like they've never been searched before. We are guardians of this unique story, Nixon said. As well as investigating and creating an unforgettable experience for visitors, we are committed to helping continue the search and unveil the mysteries that lie underneath the waters of the famous loch. They just make it sound so intense and brave and like heroic, and it's like, dude, it's a lake. I'm sure it's great for the tourism industry. You know, like it's all right. Everybody's got to have a shtick, and their shtick is.
So are they gonna do like a mini series on like the Discovery Channel where Richard Attenborough is? I'm sorry, David Attenborough can do it because.
There you go. I like that.
And it can be, the search for the Loch Ness.
The search for. I just want to hear him narrate. I gotta figure there must be something about the water. It must be dirty or something. Like you can't, maybe opaque.
Maybe it's cloudy. I don't know.
And 22 miles, that is huge. Like that would take. That's a very big search area. But it's just, it's just fun, like. And I wonder if there's rules. Like, can you go swim in the lake? Can you go boating on the lake?
No,
like,
the dragon monster will eat your toes.
It's like, I can't believe this is still happening in the modern world, but yeah, they're doing it. And
you can't believe this is happening in the modern world. Do you know our modern world?
It's true. I mean,
the flat earthers and the people who believe in aliens and
see, but I don't even think this guy believes it, right? The guy who runs the center, he says, we are guardians of this unique story, not Nessie, but the story. And then he says, we're investing in creating an unforgettable experience for visitors. That screams tourism.
Oh, absolutely. They are benefiting from this financially in a big way.
It's not, we're actually going to find something. It's, let's go have fun.
It's legend and folklore. Isn't this a cool thing?
What's that thing? Going on a snipe hunt. It's like going on a snipe hunt. It's just a dumb thing you do. You run around and you're just goofing off with buddies. You're not actually looking for anything real. It's just fun. I like it. I thought it was fun. And this is the world we live in. It's very strange.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
All right. So my next story is a little short, but it was another Michigan story, so I thought I'd share it. So a toddler lost in the woods is found asleep using the family dog as a pillow.
Oh, a toddler.
So a 2-year-old girl who walked away from her home in Michigan's Upper Peninsula alongside her 2 family dogs was found in the woods hours later on the smaller dog, sleeping on the smaller dog like a furry pillow.
Oh, that's
so she went out and the dogs went with her. So like,
but I would lose my mind if we have a 1-year-old who's not quite 2. But
also, I can't imagine our dog actually staying with Asher.
Nope.
She'd run away.
Yeah, she'd get distracted.
But it just says she laid down and used one of the dogs as a pillow, and the other dog laid right next to her and kept her safe. Troopers used drones and police dogs in search, and kept citizens from both Michigan and Wisconsin looking for the girl in the remote wooded area. So it happened in Menominee County.
Wow.
And it was about 8 p.m. So it was on Wednesday. So they found the girl about 3 miles from her home. That's a pretty big distance from her home.
A 2-year-old walked 3 miles by herself. That's terrifying. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So,
I'm like anxious for these parents.
So it was in Faithorn.
I'm not familiar.
It says it's about 60 miles southwest of Marquette.
Oh, so way over on the other end of
That's why I said they had kept people in Wisconsin area alerted to it too. But yeah, she just wandered out of her home. The dogs went with her. She took a nap on one of the dogs, and the other one just stayed by. So
good on that dog. That dog deserves a Hambone Award.
Both dogs.
Oh my gosh. She was sleeping on it like a pillow.
But, lucky for her that, she was found with the dogs at, so this happened at night.
Wow.
So at about 8 p.m., police were called to the home, and at midnight, they found the girl.
Oh,
so
my God.
It could have been wolves that found her, like legit.
Man.
There's worse things in the woods up in the UP than
at night.
Yeah. So the girl was in good health. She was checked by medical staff and she went home to her parents.
Oh my gosh. That's such, I love it.
That is a terrifying thing though.
Heartwarming, but
because Asher is our kid who wanders off.
Yeah.
Like he has wandered off into the yard before.
When I hear that story, I'm like, oh.
How many times have the kids been like, Mom, Asher's on the neighbor's front porch? And it's like, what?
Yep. Anytime he can get away,
they left a door open and he ran out and ended up across the street.
I'm grateful that the police responded, because a lot of times it's like if a kid goes missing or something, they can't do anything for 24 hours or whatever. And it's I don't know, a kid goes missing immediately, especially
the fact that the dogs were missing too, the dogs recognize, hey, we'll stay with the girl. But that's I like the way that's
and those dogs, that's just amazing.
But thankfully she's okay.
I love that she was using the dog.
I know. Just went to sleep and laid on the dog.
By any chance did the rescuer take a picture before?
I know. They responded. And there's look, little sleeping girl in the woods with her dog. So
all
cute.
Right. Siblings ages 10 and 11 drove 200 miles running away from home.
What?
Whoa. Question. Have you ever seen the movie On Our Own?
Of course.
Yeah? Like that one where the kids run away?
Yeah, one of those feature films for families.
Yeah.
I had a theme song too, On Our Own. We're on our own. Yeah, so I've seen that movie so many times.
Me too. It was just, I can't even remember what it was about exactly. Something like mom died or somebody died and they were going to get adopted by uncle.
They were they were staying with uncle and his stepwife or something.
And they thought that he would be mean.
Yeah, well, and they didn't like her. They didn't get along with the stepmom lady and the son or whatever.
I don't remember, but they ran away.
They were just really wealthy and they didn't feel like they belonged.
Yep. And so they ran away and they I remember one scene in the movie where they found a quarter on the floor and used it to win the jackpot, and that's how they bought food.
Yep.
On a little slot machine. It gave them $200. And
the fact that they were traveling across the country though, 4 kids, nobody's questioning this.
Yeah. So that made me think of these. So those, for that family, at least I think 2 of the kids were teenagers, right?
Yes.
But this one
true.
was a 10-year-old boy and an 11-year-old sister were running away to California from Florida. To California. They drove 200 miles in their mother's car before they were stopped by the sheriff's deputies on Interstate Highway Authority said.
Why were they running away from home?
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
The Alachua County Sheriff's Office said deputies spotted the sedan on Interstate 75 near Gainesville in North Florida just before 4 a.m. on Thursday. The children's mother had reported it stolen, and her children were missing 4 hours earlier in Northport, a city in southwest Florida. The deputies, thinking that they were dealing with car thieves, drew their guns and ordered those inside the car to step out.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine a little 10 and 11-year-old?
Much to their surprise, deputies observed a 10-year-old male driver exit the vehicle along with his 11-year-old sister.
How the heck would you know how to drive as a 10-year-old?
10 years old. Must be a big kid.
But also, to operate a vehicle that distance?
200 miles.
I'm trying to imagine myself as a 10-year-old. I make it 2 miles and I'd be swerving all over the road.
Did you ever run away from home?
I never ran away from home. My parents thought I tried to run away from home one time, but I was I've told you this story before.
I don't remember that.
What? No, I had a friend over and I was 6 years old and I had a friend over the day before and we put a tent up in our backyard and we were talking about how we were going to live in that tent and we were going to make that our home. And she kept saying, well, of course, we're going to have to get groceries. We can't live out in the backyard if we don't have food.
Kids are learning how to live.
And so my 6-year-old mind thought, oh yes, that's absolutely logical. I need to go to the gas station in the morning and go out and get supplies, which let's just be honest here. I grabbed my purse, which probably had about maybe $3 and change.
That's amazing.
And I went and stocked up on candy because that's what 6-year-olds need as far as groceries go.
Oh my gosh.
I walked all the way to a Shell gas station, which was not super close.
What?
There was a really busy road. Yeah, I told you this story before.
No, this is
I got up.
new.
I was an early riser as a child. I woke up. It was 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
You were a weird kid.
I'm telling you. I put my purse on. I got dressed. I walked out the door. This place probably was a good 2 miles away. I walked to the gas station, went up to the counter, bought a bunch of candy.
And they gave you the candy. They gave a 6-year-old.
The woman working at she was probably in her maybe mid to early 20s.
What?
Did not question at all the fact that a 6-year-old walked in, purchase things. The fact that I was 6 years old and knew how much money to give her, though, that's pretty impressive. I gotta say,
impressed. I think our 6-year-old could do it.
I think he could too.
Amos
but
maybe
I
wouldn't,
paid for everything and walked out. And as I'm walking back home, I see a car drive by, and I'm like, that looks like my grandparents' car. And they get out of the car and come over, and they're like, oh my gosh. And my dad's parents, oh, Sarah, we found you. We thought that you were kidnapped. And I'm sitting there going, Grandma, what are you talking about? I'm clearly walking home. No big deal. Get back to my house. And I didn't freak out until I got in the driveway and saw like 3 police cars and officers were like in my driveway. And I'm like, what the heck is happening at home? And my grandma's like, it's you. They're looking for you. And I went, oh. And my parents had to have like this big, why did you? They thought I ran away from home. I did not run away from home. I never tried to run away from home.
The only time I ever considered running away from home, there was one time. I think, I'm not sure how old I was. We were living in Oxford, so before 8th grade. I want to say it was like 3rd or 4th grade. And there was a kid on the bus, Michael, and he and I were getting into collecting, I think it was baseball cards.
Oh, okay.
Now, I switched to Pokemon cards.
Yeah, my brother did both Pokemon and baseball cards.
But I had baseball cards, and it was like, there was a store in downtown Oxford. This is show our age a little bit. They still buy, sell, trade cards.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so he had a set of baseball cards, and I had like a binder with the baseball card, the little plastic sleeves.
My brother did this too.
And the plan was that we were going to run away from home. We'd sneak out that night, and we'd meet at Patterson's drugstore, downtown Oxford. And then we'd walk up the street, sell all our baseball cards to get the money we needed to run away.
You guys were really confident in your baseball cards.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sure you would probably have like maybe $4, and you could get a bus ticket to
and I chickened out. And I was like, I can't remember why I was like, I want to run away. I was mad at my parents for giving me rules or something. I don't remember.
You had to come up with a really good reason, and you were like, well, we had this plan in the back of our mind. This is a reason to run away. I'm running away from home.
Yeah, I was grumpy about something, but I chickened out, and I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't know if I could walk in the dark all the way, because downtown was probably about a half mile or a mile or so. No, it was probably about a mile.
Right.
But I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
But
how old were you?
Like 9 or 10. I was old enough to pull it off, but I didn't want to. And then we were supposed to meet at like 8 p.m. It was like we go to bed and we sneak out and go. But I got scared, and so I went to bed. And then I was scared that my friend would be there in the dark waiting for me. So I came downstairs and I told my parents that we were planning to run away. Can you please go check on my friend? No, he went, and my dad drove down there. My friend didn't go either. He also chickened out.
This is so cute. This is classic oldest child. I'm going to run away. Mom and Dad, I'm too scared to run away, but can you please go check on my friend? And I'm going to tell you the whole truth, everything.
I'm going to give you the whole story. And so my dad was so confused. He's like,
what is happening? Your parents were probably already asleep. It was 8:30.
They didn't know all the turmoil going on in my little 9-year-old head. I really don't remember how old I was.
That's
I think
so
it was 4th
cute.
grade or 3rd grade, because 4th grade is when I got Pokemon. So
so you were much younger than 10 then.
What's 3rd grade? That's like 8, right?
Yeah.
8 or 9. Yeah. So anyways, I was young, but old enough to like get. Yeah, I could have gone.
But you didn't drive a car to 200
I
miles
didn't
away.
Steal my parents'
you didn't
car
drive
to go
across the state.
Wait. Okay. So first, let me finish the story. So the next day, I get on the bus, and Michael's there. And I'm like, what the heck, man?
You got mad at him for doing the exact same thing.
Yes, I did.
I made my dad drive down there for you. How dare you?
Well, it was so funny, though, because my dad went and looked for him, and I went to bed fretting, right? I was afraid.
Fretting.
And then I wake up the next morning, I was like, did you find him? Did you find him? And my dad was like, no. I looked around for like 20 minutes, and he wasn't there, so I came home.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, something's happened to him. It's been terrible. And I get on the bus, and he's just sitting there.
Look at you just sitting there like a normal kid who didn't run away from home.
He looked so tired. And I was like,
did you stay up late?
You didn't even go, did you? And he's like, no. And I was like, I didn't either. And then I didn't really have a leg to stand on, but I was mad. Oh, man. Okay, so
my dad covered your butt.
So back to the 2 kids, Florida kids, a 10-year-old and an 11-year-old. They ran away from home. They drove mom's car. The children told the deputies, wait for this. This is the motive. The girl had been upset that their mother had taken away their electronic devices for misbehaving. So the boy
a 10 and 11-year-old shouldn't have electronic devices anyway.
And so mom took away their electronics, so they ran away from home.
This is logical.
So the boy was driving her to California. I do appreciate the way the story ends. It says the children were interviewed by a detective who said there was no indication that they had been mistreated by their mother or anyone else in the home. The mother declined to press charges, and the children were released to her. And the names of the mother and the children were not released.
Okay, good. Let's just talk about that bond between those siblings. That's pretty good for a 10 and 11-year-old to stick together like that, because a lot of times, especially like, I don't know, like not all siblings get along, but that's really
taking away her electronic devices for misbehaving.
So younger brother sticks up for older sister and says, "All right, let's drive to California," because they have better, or they don't have rules in California. Do they give you free phones and iPads in California? Is this the perception from 10-year-olds?
Treasure Island, but instead of candy, it's electronics.
They're throwing out electronics.
Free electronics in California. Maybe just because it's Hollywood, that's where the shows are made, so that's where we have to go. Even though that's
a
not
lofty
even true
goal.
anymore.
They made it 200 miles, though. That's pretty impressive for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
I made it, 2 miles walking with my little coin purse.
I made it 0 miles. I made it up the stairs.
I wasn't even trying to run away from home.
No.
I was just trying to buy candy. I didn't think it was that big a deal.
I love that story.
But if my 6-year-old walked away to the candy store, actually, he's so smart. He gives off this air of he knows exactly what he's doing. If someone said something to him, he'd be like, "No, I'm going to the store. I'm going to do that." So matter of fact, they wouldn't even question it. They'd be like, "Oh, this child has permission," and he's intelligent enough to do this. It's like that time we went to that corn maze last year with friends, and he was wandering through the corn maze, and he and his friend got lost because they decided to run away, and then they separated from each other, and he was like, "Oh no, nothing was wrong. We were fine the whole time." And when I got to the end, I just found a worker who worked here, and I went and asked them for help, and they waited with me. And I'm like,
but we were panicking, kid.
I know. I was like, I think I was more freaked out than you were. And also, that's really smart for you to just go to the worker and be like, "I'm lost. Can you help me find my parents?" Most kids would be crying out in the middle of the corn maze, and he's like, "I'm gonna go find an adult to help us." Okay.
All right, you ready for Sponsor Your Life?
Just in general, the changing of seasons, it's fall.
Yes.
I made some sourdough for the first time in a long time because it's been, summertime is just too hot to do any
And I love your sourdough.
baking. It's just sourdough kind of takes a little bit of a break in the summertime, especially now that we don't have AC. So it got cooler. I decided I'm going to make some sourdough. So I made a couple loaves. We had soup for dinner. And ironically enough, it was one day that it was 81. So it was super hot that day.
Yeah. Yep.
But
it was summer's last hurrah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, just changing of seasons, new comfort foods and flavors and bread and all that. So
I love all that stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, and you made that really good soup that went with the sourdough. That was really good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Fall. I don't think the weather is quite there yet, but I'm mentally totally in that space.
I know you
I'm
are.
Bring it on.
You're all cozy with the pumpkin spice.
I know. I want my blanket and my
you
book.
You came down the stairs the other day on that very hot day
Yep.
wearing your little cardigan and your hat, and I was like, "Oh, you're so fall." I didn't want to say it was going to be 80 that day, but you walked out the door and it was just so cute.
Yeah, it was sweaty for me the rest of the day.
I know.
Let's see. For me, sponsor of my life lately. This past week, I had an opportunity to go to another church in Saginaw. It's more downtown. The church where I'm the campus pastor is up on the north end of Saginaw. It's not really in Saginaw very much. It's in the like shopping district over by the university. Kochville. But like downtown Saginaw, Saginaw is a town there's kind of a lot of them in Michigan. It's like Detroit used to be. It's like Flint. There are nice areas, and there used to be nicer areas, but there's also a lot of really rough areas, and you kind of learn where to go and where to avoid, and where the wealthy people are and where the not so wealthy people are. And so this church is like in the rough stuff, right? They're downtown in Saginaw, and they invited me to come, and they're like, "Hey, can you help us with our midweek?" I don't even know what you call what they do. It was kind of all inclusive. They have people come in. They have a clothing area where you can go through the shelves and look for clothing and take a bag of clothing. You get a bag of groceries or a couple bags of groceries. You get a free meal, and there's a worship service that they do. And this is all on a Wednesday morning. They just they open the doors at 10, and I think it's 75 people came through, and they got their clothes, and then they went and got food. They sat down, they got a little Bible lesson while they were eating their free meal. Then they went and got big bags of groceries and headed out the door.
Nice.
And it was just so awesome. You know, this is not it's not a mega church. It's not like fancy or flashy or anything. It was on my way in. She was like pointing out, she's like, here's our floor. You can tell these are from 1960. And it was beat up, you know, the floor, they needed to be replaced. And it was not an impressive visual building or anything, but man, the operation was so beautiful. Just
very cool.
Just helping people, you know, and I don't know. I like a lot of the contemporary stuff. And I'm not trying to bash big churches that have flashy production that looks really smooth and clean, but there's just something so raw and authentic about the church just desperately trying to help people, throwing everything. I was like, who funds this? Like, where do you get supplies? And she's like, well, we have these partners and this is where we get the food and we have to buy some of the stuff from these pantries and then we get them discounted. And then I was like, and where do you get all these workers? And she's like, mostly it's the church. Pretty much everybody in the church is in here.
That's really cool.
Tiny church, and that's just what they do. And I'm like, wow, you know, like that's amazing.
Awesome.
So I was very, very impressed with what I saw. I don't want to say it wrong. I think it's New Heart Church in downtown Saginaw. There's another church called New Hope, but I think that's a big church or something.
Okay.
I can't. I hope I don't mix that up.
They're gonna come for you.
Yeah, but either way, it doesn't really matter what the church is called. Pastor Malene, she invited me to come down, and it was awesome. It was
That's
just
so cool.
I haven't seen that in a long time. You know, like I've been a part of successful churches and healthy churches, and to see a church that's not healthy in the sense of like huge and like tons of people go and wealthy people and they've got lots of money and the worship's really impressive, but healthy in the terms of like they love Jesus.
Yeah,
and they're
truly living the Great Commission.
They are, and they're serving their neighbors in beautiful ways. And that was really cool.
That's
and I got
really
a chance to talk to a bunch of people. I did a little preaching, talked about fear, talked about Jesus. I mean, it was a good day.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it definitely like boosted me. You know, that was sponsoring my life today.
Nice.
All right, you ready to play a game?
Sure.
All right, so we're gonna finish out by playing a little round of Heads Up, which is a game we love, and yeah.
All right. So, what category would you like to do?
What do we got?
So there's Best of the Best, our most guest cards of all time. Animals in the Gone Wild, blockbuster movies, millennials, superstars, That's So 90s, Disney parks, and Friends.
I either want to do millennials, Friends, or Best of the Best. That sounded kind of interesting.
Yeah, let's try that one. This is a new one.
That is one thing I want to mention before we jump into our game. If you're listening and you enjoy this, go rate us. We get enough listeners that we should have more ratings, but people are listening without rating us. And it's like you need a certain amount of ratings for them to count or whatever.
We're not worth rating.
I was just looking at it. I was like, we only have 4, and I think you need like 25 ratings or something for it to click. And we have 4 ratings on Apple and 2 on Spotify. And it's like, come on, just rate us. Push the 5 stars.
If we could have each of our family members that actually listens, which I know is only like 3 people, because I'm pretty sure nobody in my family has ever listened to our podcast.
Listen, just get over there. And
all right, are you ready to go?
I'm so ready.
Okay, so this is that Best of the Best category or whatever.
Let's bring it on. It's that drink that's not Monster Energy, but they have...
Rockstar?
No.
Red Bull.
Yes. The Disney movie starring the motor vehicles.
Oh, Cars.
Yes. The little sandwich cookie that's delicious.
Oreos.
Yes. The friendly ghost.
Casper.
Yeah. Well, this is a good category. The circle with the dot in it, the really famous store.
Target.
Yep. The musical Good Morning Baltimore.
Oh, Hairspray.
Yeah. Bam. The little bricks that you glue together that the boys have.
Legos.
Yes.
Glue them together.
You know, stick together. It's the guy with the goofy Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder and
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes. Not a toad, but a
frog.
Yes. The thing you eat on Thanksgiving.
Turkey.
Yes. The guy who invented Apple.
Oh, Steve Jobs.
Yes. The movie starring Brendan Fraser.
Oh, we like crushed that category.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Interesting. Oh my gosh, how many is that?
I've never gotten that many in a category before. That was 11 correct.
Whoa, usually it's like 7 or 8 is the highest we ever get.
I almost like it when we get them wrong more.
Know,
that was
more
like
fun.
Almost too easy. Okay, you want to choose a category and then you can do that one again.
You want to try it?
Sure, I'll try it. You just slide up for that. Okay, he played basketball for Chicago Bulls. He's like a huge,
Michael Jordan.
Yep. Okay, it's a marsupial with a pouch that hops.
Kangaroo.
Yep. It's got Big Bird and Elmo and Grover and all the good guys.
Sesame Street.
Yep. Billy Ray is her father. She was
Miley Cyrus.
Yep. Good job. It's a four-legged animal that runs, trots, canters, walks.
Horse.
Yes. He's a green guy that when he gets really mad,
The Hulk.
Yes. It's a movie. It's a series of books written by Tolkien.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a movie. It's a play. It's a very famous play by William Shakespeare.
Romeo and Juliet.
No. Yes. I was going to
Nice.
say a pig. But not a dog, but a
Cat.
Yep. The song you were quoting. Shoot. It's the one that I just read the lyrics of "Shake It Off" to my therapist. It was "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift.
Nice. How many did we get?
Not as many as that first one.
Oh, only 9.
That's crazy.
So I don't know how fun that was though. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's an
better
easy
when you
gimme
struggle.
category,
it's
but
you don't want to struggle too hard, but you also don't want to do too good.
Yeah, some categories are a little too tricky, but
That's a
some
really random collection of.
it
things that
is.
jump
It
to
really
people's
is just
head.
like a random category. I'm gonna try that. So 90s. Okay, this
Nice.
may be
Let's
really
do it.
tricky,
Yep.
but
You know 90s more than I do.
well, this could end up.
Billy Ray. It was like videos that you watch in your exercise.
Oh, oh my gosh! I can't remember. My aunt and uncle used to do this. Tybo.
Yes. Yep. I don't know who that is, but it's like a 90s TV show. It's a female star.
Blossom.
No. Shoot, I don't know.
Ally
how to get
McBeal?
this. Yes, it is. That was amazing. He was a wrestler who's not hot, but
Cold.
yep, and not soft, but
Hard.
like a rock, but not a rock. The other word.
Cold Stone.
Flip him.
Stone Cold.
Yep, the guy.
I don't know the guy's
You don't know
name.
Stone Cold Steve Austin? Okay.
No.
That really dumb cartoon where they go.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yes.
That was really good.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
It's the Adam Sandler movie with about the golf.
Happy Gilmore.
Yes, you got
Shoot.
it. You got that.
I don't know wrestlers or boxers.
Stone
or
Cold
anything.
Steve. I felt like I never really watched wrestling, but I thought the name was pretty famous.
Huh. 4. That's more my speed.
That's all right. Is that what you want to do?
Sure, I'll try it.
All right.
Although it'll be harder for me to get you to guess because
Yeah, because I don't know.
yeah.
Who's Ally McBeal?
It's a movie with Julia Roberts where she's a hooker.
Pretty Woman.
Yep, good job. Oh no, try again. Yep, there you go. Oh my gosh, it's the most popular thing that you would clip around your waist and you would wear them.
A fanny
and,
pack.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a TV show. We were just talking about this TV show the other day. It's 2 people, and one of them there's a gay man, and
Will and Grace?
Yep.
There you go. I was like, what?
No words came to mind. They're the really cool accessory that you would smack it onto your wrist.
Oh, I
and
don't
it
know
would,
what they're called. Slap it?
Nope. Slap.
it?
What is the thing you wear around your wrist?
Slap bracelet.
Yep, good.
That's
That's,
what they're called,
exactly
really?
what it's called. Yep.
Wow.
So they were a nutritional supplement that you would take as a kid
Flintstone
based on.
vitamins.
Yep.
Yes.
It's your favorite movie with the.
This is the Matrix.
There's a reason we don't film these.
Everyone needs to understand that what you did for the Matrix was you pretended to do the
I'm not.
the slow motion
I don't.
falling
Hey,
backwards.
if it gets you to get it correct,
your
I don't
chair.
care. Oh my gosh.
I
Okay.
would pay so much money to get a video clip of that.
I turned off instant replay, so
know,
you can't
I'm
have
so sad.
a video.
That was amazing.
Okay, let's do another category. That's a fun category.
Slow motion movement. I'm gonna be replaying that in my head all day.
I know you will. Oh my gosh.
I
Okay,
love it.
let's do Disney parks. I
All
think
right,
I'll be
let's
good
go.
with this one.
Disney movie about King Arthur.
Oh, Sword and Stone.
Yep. Main character of Bug's Life.
Flick.
Yep. The one of the 7 dwarves who's not awake, but
Sleepy.
yes. The fast kid in The Incredibles.
Dash.
Yeah. The place where Peter Pan goes.
Neverland.
Yes. The ride with the cowboys and the boats. The shoot, Johnny Depp. Orlando Bloom.
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, there you go. The monkey in Aladdin.
Oh, Abu.
Yep. Mickey's buddy, the tall one.
Goofy.
Yes. Timon's buddy, the
Pumbaa.
warthog. Yeah. It's the one about the. So it's hard to do that without saying any of those words.
Dang it, JJ.
I know. Swiss Family Robinson. How did I get you to say that? The
marooned family.
Yeah, but you can't say family.
The marooned
The people.
collection of related individuals. 9, though. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. What was the one I got stuck on? Oh, I almost said Goofy. You know, the guy who's really
Silly.
Silly, yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean. What was it? Somebody couldn't come up with the name cowboy, so they said horse pirates. And in my brain, I was like, well, maybe I can say cowboy.
Nah, it didn't translate.
It doesn't
the
go
same.
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think horse pirates is a great name for cowboy, though.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do this one?
Sure, I'll do this
All
one.
right.
She helps Cinderella go to the ball.
Fairy Godmother.
Yep. Try it again. It didn't go down. Yep. It's now a movie with The Rock, but it's based on a ride where they go through the
Witch Mountain?
nope.
Jumanji.
No, it starts with a J though. So another word for like a rainforest or like an area that there's a lot
Jungle.
of trees. Yep. And then
Jungle Cruise.
Yep, Jungle Cruise, good.
Yep.
So it's where Alice goes when she meets the Hatter and the
Wonderland.
March Hare and
The tea party?
Yes. The what kind of tea party?
The unbirthday tea
Mad
party.
tea party. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
The fairy godmother helps this woman.
Cinderella?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So it's a ride about a really scary house.
Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
Nice.
Dash is part of this family.
The Incredibles.
Yep. He is friends with Abu.
Aladdin.
Yes. Oh, you totally got
I
that.
did.
I took way too long trying to get you to guess Mad Tea Party
Sorry
and
about
Jungle
that.
Cruise. It's my fault.
So we got 7.
Yeah.
6, but more.
Nice.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We love making this podcast. We hope you enjoy listening. If you do listen, it really would be fun to give us a 5-star review on Spotify or to leave a review on Apple. That just helps more people find this fun, goofy, family-friendly, Christian-ish content. It's not really Christian content. We
Not
are
really.
Christians, but we didn't talk about anything connected to. It
Not
used to
really.
be our tagline, right? Christian commentary, but it's like, nah, we're just here to have fun. and
Yeah,
goof
we
off.
actually kind of diverge from that. We don't have any
I'm
kind
cool
of.
with it, though. I like what we've
There's
built.
nothing that makes you think or
This-
anything.
No, that's the point, right? That's what we made it to be, was us getting away. Every now and then it's fun to talk about like serious stuff, but I like just sort of we're here to have fun. I like that. So, anyways, are you ready to send us out with the mom joke of the week?
I am.
All right, bring it on.
What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
Boomer.
A stick. That's all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.